What's up, everybody? Brotrio here, and yes, we're here to talk about Animal Crossing New Horizons yet again, so settle in. So, this game we are extremely hyped for, and we have almost all the information we could get for this game because we're less than a month away, but we still wanted to do a hype train because there are still going to be some secrets they keep to themselves until the game actually gets released. So hopefully we can kind of say something we want and it ends up being true, or even if it's not, possible in a future update. So some of this list ranges from, feasible to just outlandish. So stay with us for that, and let's just get started with something that is guaranteed, but maybe not in the capacity we want. We want when you befriend a villager or islander, whatever you want to call them now. You want better rewards the more your friendship progresses. Now, I know you will get, DIY recipes and stuff anytime you do something for them, or you'll get a couch or something like that. But hopefully, the better friends you become with them, the better recipes you get.
Like, for instance, they give you a recipe for, a flimsy axe, which I know that's not how you get it, but say that's what they give you. Then when you're best friends with them, they give you the recipe for, the golden axe or whatever.
Yeah. And I just think that would be a really cool incentive to, be nice to villagers. Because if you watch our top 10, we really want to, be more involved with the villagers, not just go around swatting them with nets and stuff and being dicks. But
to be honest, we're probably going to do that a little bit too.
Oh, definitely. But if that clown sheep moves into my town, he's getting
the crap out of him with a rake if we have a rake.
It was the best in New Leaf because I'll get out my megaphone, call the name, and just bap him. But if there were good friendship rewards, we would be a lot more incentivized to talk to these animals that live on our island. The next thing
I want to ice fish.
Yeah. So ice fishing...
Ice fishing would be cool.
/ fishing traps. A la Stardew Valley with the crab pots and everything. I think that would be a really interesting thing to do, is to craft this crab trap and set it aside, and then you go about your business, come back the next day, it's got crab in it. Woohoo, go donate it to the museum. Or ice fishing, obviously winter only, but
you gotta craft a saw.
Yeah, you gotta craft
a shed. And that's pretty much, then it's the same as fishing,
Well,
basically.
so ice fishing, you can do one of two ways, as far as I know. We live in the South, so we really don't know.
Yeah.
But I've seen it done as just regular fishing, and there's also the fishing poles that just automatically fish for you. Like Matthew McConaughey does it when he's sitting in the back of his Lincoln.
Yeah, it dangles it down there and it waits until something bites.
And so, in one of the trailers, we have seen a fishing pole sitting out in, on the riverbank, just out there. I don't know if it's decoration or possibly something like this. So that is kind of our basis for this wild one.
Yeah.
We just want to, do fishing and crabbing and stuff and not really pay attention to it and do it. So that way we can fish at other places. Which I guess sounds weird.
Well, no, I mean, you could theoretically catch 2 to 3 different fish at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
Using it this way.
But speaking of weird, moving on to the next thing. This is getting a little RPG-ish. But we think it would be really interesting if there were certain clothing effects. We mainly want it for shoes, where you can get...
Yeah, that's all the examples we can think of.
Running shoes, similar to the ones in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green and stuff like that. Just doubles your speed so you can zip around the island. And
just to get from one point to another a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Sneaky
Just like
shoes.
a quality of life thing.
sneaky shoes
Sneaky
is the other thing. So you can run, but your footsteps are quiet, so you don't scare the fish and bugs away.
And I want the slick shoes from the Goonies. So if a villager's walking on the ridge behind you, you can slip them.
Especially if it's that damn clown sheep.
Oh yeah, he's going right in the oil.
A little more of a realistic one after that would be. Now we do know there's different islands you can go to via Dodo Airlines, but we kind of want the New Leaf Tortimer Island to return, just like this crazy party island where you go and just have fun with your friends. Because I don't know, it might not need a island for it. You might just be able to like party with your friends whenever you want to on your island, play like the hammer game and any other mini game you can.
Yeah, one where you beat the hell out of the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what I would want I want one of those. I would want one of those for every season, but so they don't break the game with the island again. Maybe set a catching limit. So you can't just like nothing but golden beetles and you go pay off your house.
Yeah, because once I figured out that island was basically infinite money trick, that's all I ever did.
That's all anyone did.
Yeah, I couldn't help
it
myself.
really like lessened the experience.
I mean, I loved it.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm all about convenience in games like this. A lot of the time, it was like, if I've got a convenient, easy way to get money, I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, it was just
like it.
It was just too tempting not to do that. That eventually I ended up getting bored of it, but I didn't want to do anything else.
It was great at the time, but once I paid off my final loan, I just had this empty feeling inside. I was just like, I feel like I missed half of this game because I was on that damn island.
Speaking of catching stuff, we want better prices for bigger fish and bugs. That would be cool.
Now, this doesn't mean we want a better price for arowana versus a pale chub. We want pale chub and pale chub XXL. So if you catch like a pale chub that's like 8 inches long,
you find a pale chub, you find a pale chunk. The pale chunk is worth more money.
So
big ass like amaranth or whatever.
Yeah, like if there's like a regular sea bass, but then there's also a little bit of a bigger sea bass.
I don't want more sea bass.
Oh,
you catch great white shark.
If you're gonna do it with any fish, you have to do it with all of them.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
You can either catch a great white shark or motherfucking Jaws.
Now they already kind of have a system like this with the fruits. You can get the perfect fruits that are worth more money.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
So,
you catch a perfect fish and he's all like, he's got like a 6-pack and shit, and he's just fucking jacked.
But if you could catch perfect fish or perfect bugs, whatever you would call them, and they were worth a little bit more money, it would be a lot more like fun, I guess, to sell them. I don't know if Animal Crossing has ever said like the size of the fish, but I think now would be a good time to start. Speaking of starting, and that's the last time we're going to use that segue. Whenever you start the game, now this may have been in every Animal Crossing, like in the background, I'm not 100% sure. But I want another personality type quiz that you take where, it normally dictates like what your face looks like. But
not
here,
going that route,
you can set it whatever you want. I mean, I would be fine if it's set the template, and then you can look in your mirror and change your entire appearance however you want. But I want a personality type quiz to dictate what the fruit of my island is.
Yeah, it's like,
and give me a reason why. Like some BS, like astronomy type reason, like you're a pear because you're a free-willed pear-shaped person. And then I would be mad at Animal Crossing because it's treating me like
it's like
does.
You're a free spirit that loves like the summertime. You're a peach. You peaches. That's your fruit. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just think
that
it
would
would
be
so not like, hey, you're a Sagittarius. Here's a pomegranate.
No,
Okay.
not that necessarily. Just the horoscope type
But yeah, like
stuff.
and like you were saying, that may have been in the code since the beginning, and it was just hidden. Like maybe it's how do you feel today? Oh, it's happy, or whatever the
Yeah,
hell
we're not
Bob
like-
says at the beginning in the train.
That
Yeah.
might be a thing.
Like
in
maybe
Animal
some of those
Crossing, yeah.
answers do affect the fruit, but make it a little bit more obvious.
Yeah, I'd say it. Why? Like, the best thing I could think of is...
At the end, just say, "What's your favorite fruit?" And he gets,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Like,
it's
I don't know if-
durians.
I don't know if I want them to just come out and say it like that.
I
but-
don't. But whenever we played the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon demo, it asks you a personality quiz, and then it gives you it's just like, you're Machop because you're strong and brave-willed and
That
stuff
was the
like
most
that.
fun part of the game, and I got Squirtle. I was not even upset about that. 'cause
That's what the fruit should be.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
I would
cool.
love it, and it would make it a little more personal touch for my fruit, and I would have pride in it, and not just be like, here, Scotty, take it and give me your fruit so I can dig up all my trees and plant yours because they're worth more. So next up is one thing we really want, and I doubt we get, is we want, via Nook Miles, the ability to see a progression bar or some sort of thing like that to tell when the stores will upgrade.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You
Oh,
know,
that would be so cool.
Because there's so many like subtle, secret, weird things, especially if it gives you hints on what to do to upgrade the store. That would be super worth it. But just to know we're about to go from nooks and crannies to Nookingtons, that would be really useful to know.
Yeah, and it could just say, you know, like, you have to sell this many items and buy this many items.
Even if it didn't
And-
say the numbers, if it just had a bar that eventually filled up so you knew you were going in the right direction. Like,
Yeah.
anything, really. Not just some weird metric I have to keep track of and know off the top of my head because I met some weird person in town and now Nookingtons is getting upgraded or something.
speaking of Nook, we want Nook Tunes. Not Nick Tunes, Nook Tunes. You have an app on your phone called Nook Tunes, and you unlock all the different music, and you can play it off your phone pretty much whenever you want. So, like, you
Yeah,
get
that
a new
way-
track from KK Slider.
Yeah, you can play that while you're running around, not just
Not
near
ju-
a radio.
Or that weird song it played on the demo where their character customizing each other is some weird, boring fart song. Most of that soundtrack is like chill elevator music, and then this one was like, meh, 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 meh. And I think it was coming out of the radio. I don't think it's the customization music.
I would hope not.
It's like,
But-
what the
Yeah,
fuck
it sounds like it's
is
just
that?
being sang by a shy guy. Like,
Yeah. it's
Yeah, this would be
weird.
a feature that's very similar to the jukebox that was added into Stardew Valley. Once you have that, you can just pick any song and it'll just play it. And it's really cool because the summer theme is by far the best. So in the winter when it's all depressing, I like to listen to that. And it would be the same for Animal Crossing. Like at nighttime, when I'm trying to stay awake and do stuff, it's playing this chill lullaby music and putting me to sleep. And I need to be awake to catch tarantulas and stuff. So if I could be playing, I mean, it's not like anything's really upbeat in Animal Crossing other than KK tunes, but if I could be playing that, keep me up while I'm tarantula hunting and night fishing, it'd be very, very useful and a really good, like, quality of life touch that Animal Crossing could just implement. Relatively easy, I would assume.
One of your villagers informs you that they're thinking about moving. You can either beg them to stay, tell them to fuck off, or what we want is you can suggest an island for them to move to of someone that's on your friends list.
that would both be cool and funny. Because, like, if I get that clown, I'm going to be like, hey, you should go visit Scotty's island. And then if he does go and he's just like, hey, Aaron said I'd like it here, and then he can call me later that day and be like, Aaron, why?
Yeah,
Why did you send him here?
Aaron said you'd like it here. Bit bop blibbity blop. And I'm like, how the hell's that your catchphrase? What the fuck?
Yeah, it would just be a really interesting. I mean, obviously, start in a kind-hearted place where you're just like, oh yeah, you would mesh really well with Scotty's personality, but honestly, we would use it as a trolling device. Just like, like if that Goomba-looking cat showed up in my town, I'd just be like, oh, you are hard to look at. You should go live at Aaron's Island.
Well, he wants the Goomba
I want the
cat,
Goomba cat, so I'd be happy with that.
That
but-
Goomba cat is ugly as hell. Hate him.
Now, I think it's about time we talk about the last item on our list. They seem to be preventing time travel. We want...
It hasn't
Yeah.
been confirmed. Let's just say
It
that.
hasn't been confirmed.
They're at least, like, de-incentivizing
Yeah,
time
because
Yeah.
they're making updates for holidays. So you can't just jump to Toy Day and get all the presents. Not that anyone really does, but...
People do, I'm sure.
I mean, I think the only one we ever exploited was New Year's, whenever you get the money
Oh yeah.
from, like, your mom.
Like I would every now and then just skip to like Easter or Halloween or something like that, just for
Anyway, we haven't said it yet. We
Extra
want
stuff.
a time machine.
yeah.
The ultimate DIY recipe.
That is the last DIY recipe you get, is a time machine. You can travel to the future, and they're like, dude, we haven't seen you in years. We thought you were dead. And then you catch a bunch of fish from winter.
And then you go back.
40, and then you go back, and they're
And
like,
it's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
relationships stay the same. You don't get weeds.
now it's-
It would be
Is
amazing.
that
all right. Now
that's always the worst part about time traveling in the other games?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
you're just like, well, I need to
oh,
catch
Buck moved out.
I need to catch a winter fish. So I'm gonna skip to December, and then like, oh man, my favorite villager left, or
Yeah.
everybody's mad at me now.
Now, there's got to be some caveats there. They have to make it, first off, like we said, last DIY recipe. Second off, the rarest of rare materials to make it. And third, you got to craft a fuel cell every time.
Yeah. Have some
Yeah, crafting a
like
fuel
it,
cell,
if it's
or
expensive or
make it
hard
cost
to come
money
by.
per trip.
Yeah, something like that. But that would be a really good way to do it, I feel, because
And then-
people are gonna time travel or find some way to do it anyways. Why not put it actually in
And
the game?
Every time you do, future Rossetti comes in his time machine, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not be messing with the space-time continuum," and just yells at you about the space-time continuum for
Oh
30
my-
consecutive minutes.
Yes.
And that is Rossetti's not new job, but that's his future job. Is like, that's Rossetti the 16th, and he is a time cop.
I was about to say, Rossetti as a time cop
Not
is
ev-
just like the best image in my
It's
head.
it's his descendant, Rossetti the
You know,
16th.
my image
That's
is
better than what I was thinking earlier when I was talking about Rossetti being a pirate now.
No,
In a
Rossetti
previous,
time
in a
cop.
previous video.
And he just pops in, he's like, "Look here, son. You can't be messing with time like this just to catch a new tuna. It's not gonna work, boy."
The image in my head is glorious because it's just Rossetti driving in with the DeLorean from Back to the Future, dressed like Doc Brown, and getting down, just like, "You can't do it! Stop!"
And then when you do it enough, he has a train.
Yeah.
Oh my
A
god,
time train.
that would be the ultimate thing. I would time travel just to see Rossetti.
But it plays like a digital
Oh
Rossetti
my
thing when
God.
it's future Rossetti.
That would be
It's like
amazing.
a bunch of blips and blorps when it's when it's future Rossetti instead of the weird horns.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a great
Yeah.
image. Hopefully,
Just to sum that up, we love Rossetti and want him to have a lot of jobs this time.
So, yeah, in closing, I will forever be disappointed with this game because Rossetti will not be a time cop. And there will not be a time machine in this
Yeah.
game. But it'd just be
We
really cool.
Fingers crossed, maybe future DLC.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure Nintendo watches.
Obviously,
Yeah,
I mean,
come
we're-
on. We're a pretty
Yeah.
big deal.
So, those are some real quick things we want to get in just under the wire that we want in Animal Crossing New Horizons. We don't have long to wait, fellas. It's almost here. I am so excited for this game, and we just gotta,
I
just wait
just
it out.
can't wait to get my hands on this.
I know.
Can't wait to win that bet.